So we're going to talk about stress today.
Yay!
Yay. Well, first of all, I missed you last week.
I know. So let's recap.
Yeah, recap.
So we went out of town last week and was out of town the whole week, and I did no work at all. The last time that I was kind of thinking about it, me and my husband were talking about it. The last time that I took an entire week off of work was in 2019.
Oh my God.
It's been a long time. And I mean, I didn't realize that, just kind of doing the grind. But to not have any, not work, I answered a few emails and stuff, but really to not do anything was so liberating. It was wonderful. So now I'm planning to do it twice a year.
Yeah.
No work for a whole week.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Whenever I went out of town to Florida, that was like the perfect reset. That was only, I think, 4 days, but just to get away and unplug and actually came back really cool, calm, and collected. So my husband called it my anger management camp because I came back just so zen and I was like frazzled before. So now every once in a while he'll be like, do you need to go back to anger management camp? And it's the beach. So I was like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, that
once a month
should
can
always
I?
be yes. I absolutely need to go back.
And I was actually gone so we were out last week for vacay, and then the week before I missed the 5 Mile Girls.
Yeah.
That was such a good episode.
Yeah. They were fun.
Yeah. Well,
some good ladies.
I'll have to go see them at 5 Mile since I didn't get to hang out with them here. So February was pretty stressful for me. I don't know if it was for you. It's such a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Whirlwind.
I didn't realize how stressed, and I guess I always think about stress as being like a vibration. So, and that vibration, goes higher and higher, and then it comes down, it goes higher and higher. And I'd been pretty high for a really long time. Like that vibration had been really high.
I've been high for a really long time too.
And so allowing my that stress vibration to come down allowed me to really recognize how high that stress has been. So I think that February was phenomenal because I was able to let go of a lot of stuff and kind of realize how much stress I've been under. And it's just kind of nothing specific, just daily life stressors, running a business, having a teenager, having a husband who's great, but it's just, daily life stressors that...
Husbands are always a little stressful, even when they're wonderful.
Yes. I wouldn't want him to hear me say that, but I think he probably already knows that I think that. But just having other people, anybody, parents, my parents are aging, all of those just daily things can be a lot if I have let it become a lot. And so I haven't really done a good job of taking a step back. Even though I thought I did, I realized after taking a step back that I was not doing a good job at all.
Yeah, because for me, I look at you, I'm like, oh, she has so many good coping mechanisms. I feel like you have it together because you just present yourself that way. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is different ways to cope. I struggle probably. I think stress management is one of the hardest things for me to do.
Yeah.
I just get overwhelmed easily. And I'm learning, obviously, through this health journey that I'm on. But we actually reached out to a couple of our past guests and asked them different questions. And they were first of all, I'm so thankful that they were so thoughtful and took time to give us some of these answers. I was not expecting the
depth.
Yeah. Just the stuff that we're going to go over today is really exciting. So we reached out to Sarah Mary Toss, Stephen Verrett, Jared Roy, and Melissa Bowen. And they're all kind of in this world of, the mental, spiritual stuff.
Okay, so the way that this was presented is that you ask them different questions about how do they handle stress and what stress looks like for them. And so they all gave us their answers. So we're just going to review all of those.
Go question by question and give a couple of their answers.
Yeah.
Yay.
Let's go.
So the first question was, what is one small thing that helps calm your stress? Sarah Mary, I'll just read the first one.
Okay.
Sarah Mary said, one small thing I've learned to do when I'm feeling stressed is to stop and savor moments. When I'm feeling stressed, my mind is typically racing and I'm moving so quickly from one thing to another that everything I do becomes for utilitarian purposes. So to calm down, I give myself permission to stop and savor the moments I enjoy. For example, instead of sipping my coffee while I'm putting on makeup just to get the morning boost, I make it an experience. I hold the warm cup in both hands, I stop and smell the steam, and I don't take that first sip for granted. Other times, instead of popping up out of bed at the moment my alarm goes off, I wake up slowly by petting and smelling my puppy. so as to get the day started more slowly with a huge endorphin boost.
So I love that. And the one word that I think is most important is giving yourself permission. So permission, I think that's, it sounds kind of silly, I guess, when I'm saying it out loud, but when you can voluntarily tell yourself, okay, this is something that I'm giving myself permission to do, because we feel like, I know I can only speak for myself, but feel like things have to be like go, go, go all the time. And if it's not, then like you're missing out. There's something wrong. And that's, I guess, how in majority of my adulthood, I've handled things. I've realized over the past 5 or so years that it doesn't have to be that way. But I do think that the word permission, like giving yourself permission to stop, to slow down, to savor the moment, to say no, like whatever it is that you want to do and feel like you have to do, whenever you can give yourself permission to flip the script for a minute, I think it just totally changes changes your outlook, your perception on whatever the situation is.
I'm always going like 500 miles an hour, just like walking really fast, doing everything. Like yesterday I was peeling some carrots, and the little, what's it called? The peeler, I guess.
Yeah.
The trick is you have to go back and forth really fast, and that stresses me out. I don't know why. Like just that fast moment. So I purposefully go slow in one direction. And I always think to myself, I should be doing it the correct way. But I was like, no, this is my one moment that I get to just calm down and go slow. And I have my little moments in the morning where I sit and drink my coffee in my rocking chair and I don't do anything else. And it's really nice to just give yourself those moments to slow down, because we talk about all the time, like moving fast and everything, that's not good for our nervous system all the time.
Right. Stephen Verrett says to the question, what's one small thing that helps calm your stress? He says, I like to go outside in the morning and put my bare feet in the grass and let the sun bathe my face and just breathe. Lately, I've been going for walks in Moncus Park in the morning when the sun is out in the crisp, cool air. No headphones, just listening to what's around me. I really like to take nature trails within the park. The Acadiana Nature Station is also another place I like to do this. Absolutely beautiful over there.
First of all, I didn't even know about the Acadiana Nature Station.
I've heard about it. I've been to the park, but I haven't been to the nature station.
And I don't think I realized they had like nature trails at Moncus Park.
They do, and they're fabulous.
I need to start going.
Very cool. All the way in the back of the park. Like you wouldn't even realize where you are.
It's so big.
It is.
I haven't explored most of it.
Oh,
I can't get outside every day, but I definitely look outside. My kitchen window overlooks the sunrise, and it's just such a nice way to start the day. We love that morning sun.
I'm usually up way before the sun comes up. So by the time the sun is coming up, I'm already doing something. But with this weather that we have right now, it's really lovely to be outside, really any time of the day. But to let the sun just like beam on your skin feels fabulous.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks during break and like on the weekends when I'm not rushed, like getting the kids ready for school, I'll get my blanket and go bundle up and like sit on my front porch and just get the air. It's so nice.
Yeah, you have that fun swing too.
Yes, no, it's like my dream was always to have a front porch with a swing, and I finally have it. It's like I could just live out there. I like how he talks about no headphones while he's walking.
Right.
I've tried to start doing that. I'm always listening to something, and I never really give my brain a break. And just to have like birds chirping, and it's so nice.
Yeah. I like to sit. I have in my house, I call it the Zen Den. It's like my little cloffice. So it's a closet / office. But there's a window there. And sometimes on Saturday mornings, I'll just sit there with my coffee and listen to the birds. Yeah, it's nice.
I just want to be an old lady.
Well, I'm pretty close, so it's been fun. It's been a good transition.
Yeah, that's like my dream, is to just sit on the rocking chair on the front porch and like knit. I don't even know how to knit, and drink coffee.
You got plenty of time to learn.
Yeah, just like talk to the neighbors.
Yeah.
All right, Jared Roy. Just to remind you, he is the Jungian depth coach, right? He is really into breath work, and
he's a yoga instructor.
What was shadow work?
Yeah.
Yeah, so super deep guy. One small thing that helps calm my stress is lying down on the floor with my ankles and calves resting on a chair so that my knees and hips are at right angles. So like tabletop, I guess. placing me in a gentle inversion. This allows my heart rate to slow down and blood to flow from my legs. I set a timer for 10 minutes, close my eyes, and simply rest in this position. I want to do that right now. That sounds so nice.
It does sound nice.
One time my bank got hacked, or like my credit card got hacked, and I was having a nervous breakdown. It was like thousands of dollars within like seconds. And one of my friends who's also like in the yoga world, she was like, put your legs up on the wall.
Yeah.
And I just stayed there for like 30 minutes, like trying to get my body to relax. So
Calm
it was
down.
all resolved, but in that
Yeah.
moment, that was
It
actually
felt like a
really
lot.
helpful.
Yeah. So Melissa Bowen, she is a counselor and she owns the Authenticity Center.
I can't say that
She
word.
says prioritizing and figuring out what their next right step is. So just focused on the next thing only, not the whole overwhelming thing.
Bite by bite. Inch
by inch. Yeah, inch by inch.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of like trying to figure out the entire thing at once versus just like the next right step.
Yeah. That's something that I think I've learned over time. Like we just need to, obviously I've lived by the philosophy inch by inch. So just figure out like what is the one thing that we have to do next, like working on things one at a time.
Yeah. It sounds so simple, but I'm sure it's hard.
It's a practice.
Yeah.
So the next question that we asked our guest is, how do you know when you're getting overwhelmed? And Jared says, I know I'm getting overwhelmed when I start to try to multitask or become indecisive. That's my surefire indication that I'm triggered, overstressed, overwhelmed, or likely in possession of a complex. Not exactly sure what that last part is, but
I can identify though.
Okay.
Because I start, okay, I need to clean my closet. I need to organize my shoes. I need to write this email. I need to do this thing. And I just have so many things that I need to do. And I start one and then I remember I need to do another one. So I stop doing that and I move on to the next. And I'm just kind of like
bouncing around.
Yeah, like a ping pong ball. And I never finish anything.
That's whenever I start with the list. Like I just write it all down. I found over time that writing things down, whether it's, I live by a list, so I always have a list going, either writing down or whenever I'm just like all jumbled in my head, journaling. I have this whole journaling process that I do that's pretty short because if I get it on paper written down, and so I do better writing than typing, then I've given it another place to live besides in my head. So it's not bouncing around all over the place. I can put it down and I can always go back and refer to it, but I don't have to have it keep playing on repeat in my head. So that's been a big help thing for me.
I live by my list now. And sometimes if I do something that wasn't on the list, I'll just add it to the list.
Oh, for sure.
Check mark it off.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I've accomplished, because I have accomplished something.
Yeah.
And it keeps me, and then just roll over versus just panicking that I didn't finish everything. So
my
that's
lists
helpful.
transfer week to week. It's just a constant.
I actually got a
thing.
really cool journal, not a journal, a planner. And I don't know, this lady's a genius. Every day it has different chores, like your daily chores, but then like this week we're organizing under the sink, or this week we're cleaning out the refrigerator. And it's been really cool to have that just keeping me tidy.
I break things down into, bigger projects I break down into quarters. So I give myself a 3-month time period to finish. Usually it's about 2 or 3 things. And so we're pretty much 2/3 into that first quarter. So I can have those little like checkpoints where I'm like, okay, how am I doing on this? Did this one, really far behind on this one, so I got to catch up. But my tasks and my lists just roll over, whatever's done, try and prioritize either what I want to do or what I really need to do first.
Yeah, and then putting them in order of importance. So just keeping your mind organized. Okay, so where are we? Melissa said, so we're answering the question, how do you know when you're getting overwhelmed? She says, physically, headaches and racing thoughts. I know I'm becoming overwhelmed when I don't have time for the normal things in life, like dinner at a table or enjoying a TV show or conversation with friends. When things start to feel too fast, that I'm eating meals in the car, skipping time with friends, and just going straight to bed. So when I lose my habits. I feel like her sentence might have got caught off, but yeah.
So the racing thoughts, that's kind of what I try to, racing thoughts are exhausting, like physically exhausting. So that's where I try and like pause that and whatever I have to do. Usually, like I said, it's writing it down. that way I can stop that ruminating thought that keeps going on and on.
I know I'm getting overwhelmed when I get agitated with everybody. Like I get really short-tempered with my family, which is so not nice, but I just get like, gotta do all these things and I'm just doing them like I'm taking care of my family. I don't know. I get like really,
Yeah.
So then I know I need to, go take a time out and chill.
Yeah, definitely over the years, I have put myself in timeout just because it was the best thing for everyone. So my husband knows, like, I'm going to go take a timeout for a minute. He's like, all right, go ahead, take as long as you need.
I'll come back nicer, I promise.
I'll come back a better person. So our next question is, what habit actually makes your stress worse, even though it feels helpful? So this one's interesting.
I love Steven's answer.
Yeah, go for it.
I've recently quit. This is what he's saying. I've recently quit Instagram. It was the last social media platform I was holding on to. No amount of self-help, beautiful drone scenery, or adventure rigs could convince me to get back on there. I am 2 weeks off, and this was about a week ago, so I'm thinking he's about 3 weeks off now.
Yeah.
And I hope I continue as long as possible. Definitely dropped my stress levels tremendously. Yes.
You do this a lot.
Yeah, I brick my phone. I was off Instagram. I can't remember. It was like 700 hours, whatever that translates into days. And I turned it back on to do something, but it's not on my phone. I don't have it on my phone at all, but I put it on my iPad. And during the break when I was home, I got on it quite a bit. And the last couple weeks have been very stressful on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I am feeling my mental health like
change.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's time to detox again.
Yeah. I guess I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. I feel like, just like we said, I feel like sometimes I'll hop on Instagram just to see what's going on. A lot of my Instagram feed is like motivational stuff, but not all of it. So I'll hop on, see what's going on. Sometimes it's almost just a reaction, like, oh, I've got 5 minutes. Let me see what's on Instagram. Sometimes I'll open it, see the first thing and be like, nope, just shut that down.
Yeah.
But I also don't get notifications at all for any of my social media. So that's been a huge help. And I feel like I do okay managing it, sometimes better than others. That's the best I can say.
Yeah. I've gotten much better about using it during the day. Like I pretty much never get on it during the day, but it's at night sometimes when my kids are asleep, my husband goes to sleep before me, and I might have a little touch of insomnia. I'm like, I'm just going to go Instagram on the couch. And oh my God.
That does not help insomnia.
No, it makes it much worse. And then I'm like stressed out because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a tad bit of a conspiracy theorist. So my algorithm is just like psychosis. So
yeah, you probably need to brick that again.
Yeah, I need to go full-fledged bricked again.
Okay, so Jared answers the question, what habit actually makes your stress worse, even though it feels helpful? He answers it by any form of aggressive exercise.
You don't agree with this?
I don't. Personally, I do feel comfortable and feel good moving stress out of my body. And so that's part of why I play tennis. Whenever we lived in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, when everything was up in the air and nobody knew what was going on or what was happening, we were going to lose our house, all this stuff. My husband got me a punching bag, and I wailed on it like pretty much daily. I would go down, we had the little basement, go down and just punch and punch and punch and then walk away. And I was like, okay, I don't need time out now because I just took my my aggression out on this punching bag.
Yeah, I feel like kickboxing and that kind of stuff would be helpful during really stressful times. But I can also see how some people it would like rile them up more. So I guess, we talk about it a lot, like everything is so bio-individual.
Yeah.
Some stuff doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah. I've actually, with my son also, we have a punching bag, different punching bag from the one we had before. But when he used to take karate, we got one. And now whenever the Saints lose, he'll go in there
oh my God.
and beat
so like every time.
It happens quite often sometimes, but he has used it as a way to just kind of get some of his frustrations out.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
and it doesn't take long. You don't have to do it definitely don't need an hour. You can do it, 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm sure that would wear you out.
Yeah.
Okay. So Melissa's trying to, what is it? Like, I feel seen or I feel attacked. Melissa says the habit that actually makes her stress worse is perfectionism. The habit of perfectionism makes stress worse because it reinforces it. When things feel perfect and everyone loves it and it feels like it's a standard you have to keep, that feels good, but then it's an underlying pressure to perform. So I have to keep that habit in check.
I definitely feel seen.
Yeah.
So I do consider myself a recovering perfectionist. However, it is something that will surface every now and then I have to, again, give myself permission to not be perfect because, I mean, I'm pretty perfect. So give myself permission to not have to live up to that standard, and then I'm okay. I mean, I can let go of it a lot easier than I used to.
I'm so bad about it. I can recognize it in others and give them so much grace. Like my daughter is also a perfectionist, and I'm like, nope, we're nipping this in the bud. You know, we're going to handle this and have good coping mechanisms. And so we're working on that. And I don't give myself any grace. It has to be perfect or not at all. And oh my God.
So just remember, she's
exhausting.
watching you.
I know. And she's almost 9, and she's like basically my mother, which is, I don't mean that in a dysfunctional way, but like she is so much more mature than I am. So like last night we were painting and I got out of the lines and I just messed it up. And she was like, Mom, you don't have to be a perfectionist. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm like, okay, you're right.
So she hears you.
Yeah, she does hear me. And she's
going to start
better at it than me.
Practicing the losing perfectionism at a much earlier age.
Yes. So I have hope for her, but I am still struggling over here, but I will work on it.
I have hope for you. I really
do.
Me
too.
Our next question.
How has your relationship with stress changed over time? So Sarah says, in the past, I have been like a frog in boiling water. As the heat slowly rose in the pot, I kept adjusting to meet the increasing challenge, and I wouldn't realize the water was boiling until it was too late. After healing through a major episode of burnout, I learned to feel the heat sooner and respond to the early warning signs. Burnout has stolen a lot of health, happiness, and time from me, and having that wisdom motivates me to aggressively protect myself from ever experiencing it again. Well, that's healthy.
Yeah. I do think that once you, depending on the type of stressors, once you go through a major stressor, not just day-to-day stuff, but major stressors, you gain much wisdom in not allowing yourself to get to that point again.
Yeah, definitely. Burnout is in any sort of like chronic stress stage. I mean, like she says, it'll steal your health, happiness, and time. Just really kind of puts a halt on everything. So.
And it is such a slow progression.
You almost don't realize it till you're in it.
So Melissa says, I have a collaborative relationship with stress now. I know stress is normal and natural, that life events will bring a totally normal stress reaction because they're important and require a little bit more than what every day requires. But now I can collaborate with it and move through that season so that I don't get to a place of burnout or overwhelm. I truly believe that this comes with time. It's one of the things that it's wisdom that you have to experience and go through it, because somebody can tell you, and I guess I'm speaking for myself, somebody could have told me this exact thing 20 years ago and I would not have believed it. So I think that once you, like I said, kind of go through a few life stressors, and then you start to realize stress for what it is. Not that it can't be completely overwhelming, but you just develop a different relationship with it. So collaborative relationship is a good way to describe it. I like that.
Yeah. And just recognizing that sometimes you need a little stress to like get you moving and do the thing that you need to do. But like for me, I went through a major stressor 10 years ago. It was like a life-altering thing. And so my relationship with big stress now is I'm chill. Like I am ready for like major crisis all the time. And I handle that really well. But it's the little things.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, there's clutter or there's too many dishes in the sink. And those little things feel like
monumental.
Yeah. So I've got like inverted somehow. So
you know what stresses me out a lot? when my kitchen floor needs to be swept. Like when there's stuff on the kitchen floor, it just makes me absolutely crazy.
I can't walk barefoot in my house.
Me neither.
It's like I have a physical reaction to things touching my feet.
Me too.
So I have little house shoes.
Me too. They're cougar printed.
Oh my God. I got some with croissants. I got new ones this week, actually, because I wear them to death. They're like just falling apart. And I try to wash them in the washing machine, and then they just like, I don't even know what's the word, shred. So every like 4 to 6 months, I get a new pair of slippers.
Wow. What do you do now that you didn't do 5 or 10 years ago? So Melissa says, pause, prioritize, step back, let go, and do a whole bunch of fun stuff.
That's the best.
That's the best. That's absolutely the best. Just reevaluating what the stressors are and addressing them. So you don't want to ignore them, but also counterbalance that with fun.
Doing fun stuff. Yeah, I feel like we stop playing as we get older, and we need that.
One of my counterparts, a dietitian that I work with, she's very, very, very type A. I thought I was type A. She's like type AA. And one of her resolutions for this year, because we're in this accountability group, one of her resolutions is to play every day, to have fun every day. I was like, yeah, she could use it. And I think, overall she has 3 kids and they're all teenagers. So it would be a good thing for her to do it for herself, but also to show her kids that playing is still important at this age.
Jared responded that he has reduced his alcohol intake by about 90%. At most, he might have 2 or 3 beers on a Saturday, if at all. And he's always asleep by 9:30. So I have reduced my alcohol intake 100% over the last, it's been a little over 3 years now. And that I will 1000% agree. It has reduced my stress.
That's awesome.
And just like all the mental health stuff. So, okay. So the last question was, what would you tell someone who feels constantly overwhelmed?
Sarah says, constant overwhelm will lead to burnout, and burnout can lead to depression and anxiety, and in some cases, even trauma responses. So take back the pieces of yourself that you have given away in those moments that you word vomited yes when you didn't mean it. Cancel the get together, get off of the committee, and reprioritize what you love. I couldn't agree with this more.
Me too.
I mean,
this has been my year of getting off stuff.
Yes, you've said that.
Unsubscribe, unjoin. I say yes to everything. And
the funny thing about that is that when you're a yes person, everybody knows you're a yes person. And so you start getting asked to do a whole lot more things. I have text messages
that I haven't opened yet with people asking me to like do stuff, like volunteer for something. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I heard a long time ago, the best way to say no to something like that is to say, I really feel flattered and appreciate you asking, but right now is not the right time for me. And it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that anybody can get angry at
no.
that. Yeah.
Even though I've heard therapists or whatever say, like, you don't have to make excuses. No is a complete sentence, but I feel like there's a little bit of grace that you need to.
Yeah. I mean, I think that essentially if you say right now is not the right time for me, that's saying no, but it's just a more gentler approach.
Definitely. And her next thing was yes means yes and no means no. That I've struggled with that historically, but I am working on that now. Another thing that she said is you don't should on yourself. If you catch yourself going, I should do this, I should do that, either do it right away or accept the fact that you're not going to do it right now and move on. I do that too. I'll add like, I should do this or I should do that. And then it adds to my mental load of just all the things that I haven't done yet.
I've changed it to I could do this or I could do that. And it takes the pressure off. So like, yes, I could clean the closet, or I could go for a walk with the dog, or I could sit here and do absolutely nothing. And so then it becomes into more of a choice. Like these are options. Which one do I want to do?
I like that.
Rather than feeling like it's a task that needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Because should just feels like
it's an assignment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And first of all, I hate being told what to do. So even for myself, don't tell me what to do, self.
Okay, so Steven says, learn the power of no and stop chasing every single idea or opportunity. Write them down and save them for a rainy day when your well is dried up, but focus on one thing at a time. Control your time. It's the only irreplaceable resource we have. Cherish every second of it.
God, that's so true.
So true.
And time is flying by so fast.
It is.
I'm turning 38 this year. And I just, wait, am I 38 already?
What year were you born?
No, I'm 37. I don't even know how old I am,
Okay.
but time's flying.
It's going fast.
It's nuts.
It doesn't
I
slow
just
down.
graduated high school. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Oh, goodness. So I think when it comes to stress, we said before, like, there's nothing that you can do to live a stress-free life. So the practice of learning how to manage it, how to juggle it, what to say yes to, what to say no to, is a constant, ongoing practice. And there's no other, you have to practice doing it. And I don't know that it ever gets mastered. I guess for some people it gets mastered. I feel like it's just an ever-changing wave that, sometimes the waves get really big and sometimes they stay small, but it's constantly something that you're learning how to surf.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone has mastered it. Like, I'll read Buddhist monk books and they still have stress, and they still have things that, wig them out and mess with their nervous system. So I think it's completely normal to feel stress, and all of us are doing different things and managing it differently. But yeah, just constantly prioritizing, like, okay, what is going to help me get through this thing? Because sometimes we just like anticipate stress. Like, this huge thing is coming up. Like today, my Tuesdays are always like the most insane day for me of the week because I have a podcast and I have all these other things for my family, and Tuesday mornings feel like, but when I'm doing it, like, this isn't stressful at all,
No.
So I just anticipate that it's going to be really stressful. So just teaching myself to not wig out before it's even happening.
Give yourself permission to appreciate and enjoy all of the steps that are happening in the day.
Yeah.
A lot of it's about perspective.
So hopefully some of these little nuggets helped someone, plant a seed of things you can do to help yourself.
I think being intentional and practicing something, anything, no matter what it is, but just starting with one thing and being intentional and practicing that over and over until you feel like you're pretty good with it, and then you can move on to the next thing if it feels overwhelming. But yeah, the goal for stress, the way that I view it, is to stop vibrating way up here and just to lower the vibration. That's how I always envision stress. So whenever I start getting really, really antsy, then I just know I need to lower that vibration.
I forgot to mention earlier, whenever I am feeling particularly stressed, I listen to really like low frequency music, and that just, I can breathe better. My favorites are Joel Shearer and Malty Martin. I'm going to make Dustin add those to the show notes because, oh my God, their music is just like melty.
I can't wait.
I actually met Joel Shearer when Jade and I went to Eudaimonia a couple months ago. And it's like this sonic boom type of music. Oh my God, it was so good. So yeah, I'll share a couple of their videos.
Cool.
Thank you again to our past guests that helped contribute to this episode.
These are great answers.
See you next week.
Thanks for listening to Living Vividly. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. For more resources and details from today's discussion, check out the show notes. Until next time, keep living vividly.